it's still moving. Good afternoon. And here comes Sister Phyllis. Look at that. Right on cue. Well, thanks everyone for coming. Today we are here. What are we here for? You can smell it. Aroma therapy. So we have Lee Tracy with us today from our therapy department in St. Camillus. Lee has been an occupational therapist for 22 plus years. So we'll open to questions later because I know I probably have a couple. So Lee's going to get us started on aromatherapy, but feel free, if you have any questions during the discussion, it's an open discussion. Here you go.
Thank you. Good afternoon, ladies. Thank you for having me. I'm so happy to be here. So today, as you can smell, we are doing aromatherapy. Can anybody guess the 3 fragrances I have going in my diffuser, which you can see up here in blue? Okay. What can you smell?
Lavender.
Absolutely. Lavender is one of them. I got 2 more.
Citrus.
That's right. Lemon. Very good. There's 1 more.
Vanilla.
Nope. Spearmint. Peppermint. Excellent. That's excellent. I mixed up peppermint, lemon, and lavender. And I did that about 12:30. And that diffuser is only supposed to diffuse a room 1/4 of this size. But because of the purity of these oils, it was able to fill this entire, and you could smell it right when you walked in. Does anybody have any feelings about this smell or any memories that it brings up? Anybody? Okay. Aromatherapy, let me see, I'm going to go right to this one. What is aromatherapy? The use of essential oils and natural botanicals for psychological and physical well-being. Now, how many of us have memories that pop up when we smell different fragrances? Something, do you have
Certain flowers.
certain flowers? Okay.
That you associate with, like the lilies. That's very much an Easter flower.
Right, with lilies, exactly. And you think of Easter when you see those beautiful white lilies. Absolutely. Is there cooking? Cooking. Okay, like for instance, what kind of memories do those bring to you?
My mother would use vanilla or lemon oil.
Absolutely. Vanillas. A lot of people say that it reminds them of their parents or grandparents making bread, making cookies, different flowers. We have aromatherapy during Christmas. We have a lot of things at Christmas. Evergreen. That is a powerhouse. That reminds us of the spirit of Christmas. What is a fragrance? And I'm going to talk a lot about this one. That as Catholics, no. What is it? Frankincense. Absolutely. Frankincense and myrrh, but mostly frankincense. And when is frankincense used? Incense in burning. Sometimes, they do it over caskets at funerals. During Lent.
Holy hours, everything.
Yep. I worked with the Jesuits at St. Camillus, and I use frankincense on them quite often. If I go and see a hospice client, I will take frankincense and I will put it on the bottoms of their feet, and I will put it right under their nose so they can smell that. They may not be able to hear us when they're ready to pass away, but they know that scent. That is a lifelong scent. We have people in the community for 75 years at St. Camillus, and that's a memory that have comfort to them. So anyhow, we'll talk about that one later. I have a lot of information about that. And what can some of these scents do? They can relax your mind, restore your body, and renew your spirit. Sister, you were talking about the lilies, right, at Easter. Smells of flowers if we walk through gardens. Those are things that can renew our mind and our spirit. Right now we have so many flowers that are in bloom that can do that to us. Okay, what is aromatherapy? It's a holistic approach. Whoops, I got my laser on. I'm sorry. Let me back. Approach to health and wellness Essential oils are steamed, distilled, or expressed. So when they make things like lemon or lavender, they steam them in large processes to make a little bottle. Oops. Like lemon. Oh. If you want, you can pass them around. You can smell them. Let me open it first. Really close this one. Here we go. I'm going to go back to my slide. There we go. Oils are found in hairs, in ducts, and glands of plants. So one of the oils that's very fragrant, you can smell right now, is peppermint. That is used for digestion. You can put it on your stomach if you're feeling kind of gassy or you have a stomach ache. It's very, very potent. If you've ever chewed on a piece of mint from a garden, if you have bad breath, I know my grandparents used to do that. It's very, very potent. A lot of oils in it. What does aromatherapy do? It promotes health, prevents imbalances of physical, emotional, and spiritual level. It is very, very concentrated. You don't need much. Less is more. I'm going to pass around some of this stuff too. It only goes so far, but I go farther. Here you go. Pass some of this around. This is my own batch. There we go. Got it? It smells pretty nice, doesn't it? It's the lemon that I'm passing around can actually be put into your water, 1 or 2 drops. It is the most refreshing beverage you can have, especially in a hot day like this. Very nice. Essential oils that are used for aromatherapy are more potent than herbs. 1 drop represents the potency of 1 ounce of plant material. That's a lot. That's a lot. And oils have been used for over 500 years. Well, over 500 years. There's 500 references in the Bible alone about essential oils. And I'm going to get to that later. Okay. Now, how does that aromatherapy work? Well, we know one way it does work because we can all smell it right now. Like I said, I've been using this oil since about 12:30, and that filled this is a very large, tall room. So it can be diffused. What it does is it enters our olfactory gland, and I have a picture of that in my own slide. And basically breathe it in. And the chemistry of oil determines the therapeutic values. What that means is that the purity of the oils, and some oils are made synthetically. Those are not good oils, they're chemicals. Oils that are made of absolute natural vaginal fibers, or like the lemon that I passed around. Those are the oils that you want to use. No synthetics, those are all chemicals. So the chemistry does determine the therapeutic value. The ones I'm passing around are therapeutic oils. Sorry, can't hear me. If I need to slow down, please tell me. My grandfather always told me I talk too fast. Okay, so what are the properties of the essential oils? They're antibacterial, all of them, especially lavender. Lavender is pretty much your Swiss Army knife of essential oils. You can use it for a ton of things. You can put it on a burn. Not a bad burn, but like if, let's say, you're taking cookies out of the oven, you know we've all done it, and you just touch your finger to the pan, you can put it on that. Sometimes I wash my hands with it. If I don't have my gel for after seeing a patient, I will use lavender. Plus it smells really nice. It's antiviral, antifungal, and anti-parasitic. Thank you. There's a lot of teachers here. It stimulates the immune system. I like to diffuse it during the winter, especially, to kind of clean the air. My son was home for 4 months on bed rest after surgery, and I had a diffuser going 24 hours a day in his room, so he wouldn't he wouldn't get sick. Along with, I didn't want him to be sick after recovering from surgery. He didn't get a cold, he didn't get sick, and now he has his own diffuser that he made me buy him with this, and he has oils. 17-year-old boy has his own oils in his room. So he really, really liked that. It can be an anti-inflammatory. It can also help with anxiety. Lavender is a wonderful, wonderful oil that you can put on the bottoms of your feet to help you sleep and relax at night. Sometimes at work, I will put it on the back of my patients' necks just to kind of bring them down a notch if they're having a really hard day. You know, being in therapy is not easy, and recovering from an illness or an injury can be a very anxious time. It can be used as an astringent, a skin toner and moisturizer, wound healing. There's a lot of research out there on different hospitals using it and diffusing it in the air with people who have wounds. And it can help with people who have sinuses or allergies, because for the most part, there's not many people that are allergic to essential oils, which is very nice. Okay, that was okay. Just basically as a saying, the way that they're made. They are squeezed and they are steamed. Lemons, I think they pretty much take the rinds and they squeeze the heck out of these things. And the other, one of the stems, like lavender, they steam them and then they press them for the oils. Okay. The safety with oils, because some oils are much more potent than others. You never want to get peppermint near your eyes. If you have it on your hands and you rub your eyes, you will burn your eyes. It is so, that's not toxic, it's just very, very strong. So if you put it on your skin, you want to make sure that you try it in a little area, of your hand, your arm, and test it out. You also might want to dilute it with a different oil or a lotion if it's really too strong. Avoid getting in the eyes. Some oils such as tea tree and lavender can be applied on the skin if no allergy exists. Tea tree is another wonderful, wonderful oil. Right now, tea tree is being heavily used with school children because lice is a huge, huge problem. And it's becoming, I'm sure a lot of you are teachers, right? Teachers? Okay. If kids have friends, they're going to have lice. I majored in education. I'm mentioned that a lot of teachers are actually using tea tree in the morning and putting it in their hair because it's become such a big problem with school children. Let's see, only essential oils labeled as food supplements are to be consumed. Those are the therapeutic oils. And putting contacts on with oils in your hands, never do that. Let's see. Okay, the methods of uses for essential oils. You can inhale them, just like you're doing right now. You can use them in massage. I use that a lot for my clients. I do a lot of shoulders, a lot of hands, and they find it very comforting when I start out with just a hand massage with some lotion. It kind of loosens up the joints, makes them feel better. I use some lavender. You can put it on meat, which means no other oils. You can use it and put it in baths, which is very, very nice. Gargling, there's only certain oils you can do that with. And then diffusing like we're doing right now, which that's my favorite way of doing that. So there's some literature there on how to use them if you want to use them. And if you want me to go back, over. You can use it in your bath. But a lot of people take showers these days in here. Especially in therapy, I don't really love to hear if my patients are taking baths because it's therapist here? Awesome. Does she use essential oils? Wonderful. Wonderful.
My massage therapist is awesome.
Wonderful. A lot of massage therapists are using lavenders and different mixes that sometimes they'll make up on their own to mix with their lotions, and it really, really helps the circulation of the muscles, decreases stress and anxiety, decreases your pain, which is wonderful, and muscle tension. There we go. I got that. Okay. So the first one, I just picked out a couple of the oils that I found that are very helpful. So I passed around the lemon, and I passed around the lavender. I apologize, my golden retriever got a hold of this one. She's going to be a therapy dog, so she better not be doing this anymore. This is the peppermint. Very strong. It is very soothing. It can be used for digestion and headaches. It's wonderful. It is wonderful. Some people do ingest it. I know Krista, I was talking to her before, one of our marketing representatives has actually drank peppermint for her ingestion and has had good outcomes. It helps support the liver, enhances the respiratory. Well, if you take a good whiff of it, you're going to be able to, it'll open things up. It'll open things up. It's wonderful when you have a cold and you inhale the peppermint. It's going to wake you up. It's great for headaches. I had a therapist come in one time with a horrible, horrible headache. I put 3 drops in his palms and had him inhale. And it helped his headache. He didn't have a headache the rest of the day. So he went out and bought a peppermint, and that's what he did for his headaches. It helps improve concentration. If I've had a long day at work and I'm starting to get tired, about 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, I'll take my peppermint and I'll inhale it, or have some of the other people I work with inhale it just to kind of wake up. So you could diffuse, you can inhale, and you can massage peppermint, but you can also use it for dietary uses. And you only want to use a therapeutic grade to use for dietary. You don't want any synthetics in it. The next one is lavender, and I passed that one around. Everybody got a chance to smell that one? Good. Well, lavender is probably the best of, it has the most uses in all the oils. It is a first aid kit in a bottle. You can put it on burns. You can use it to help you sleep. You can use it when you have a cold. I put 3 drops on each foot at night to help relax and to help sleep. I put it on my kids. I put it on my patients if they're acting kind of squirrely. It's just, it has endless uses. It's used as astringents on people's skin. It's very soothing and cleanses cuts and bruises and enhances sleep and relaxation, and you can use it in your bath. Topical, dietary, and inhalation. So it's kind of the Swiss Army knife of all the oils. Lemon. Everybody got to smell the lemon? Very nice oil. Refreshing. It's a nice cleanser. You can drink the lemon. You can use 1 to 2 drops in a tumbler of water, and it is better than any lemonade you've ever had. It's wonderful on a hot day like today. It's also an antioxidant. So when you drink it, it kind of cleans the insides out. And then I have a little list of all the benefits of using lemon oil in a packet. Some of the things that says anti-cancer. You can't really say that, it cures anything. You can't say it just assists with, helps with, good health. It is an antioxidant. It is refreshing. You can use it as an astringent. The next one is one that we all know very well. It is frankincense. I just touched it once. Come on. Okay. That's okay. I got it all here. Okay. What does that remind you of? Okay, terrible. Okay.
What is that?
This is frankincense. That's frankincense. Yes, ma'am. What does frankincense remind you? Oh, I'm happy. You're right. Dan's coming too, right behind you. What does frankincense remind you of? Church. Absolutely. Absolutely. Here we go. Hold on. I'm going all the way down. And in the whole section, there we go. Okay, how do we do that now?
Which one do I have?
You have pure frankincense.
Pure frankincense.
Yep. So, it reminds you of church.
What did you have?
Frankincense.
Oh, you did too?
Yes. Does it remind you when you were, now, when you first came to the convent, they would burn it, or when you're a child in church? What? Oh, I might be wrong, sorry. Okay. So, frankincense, the 8 benefits of frankincense. The aroma of frankincense oil provides a relaxing sensation and can be helpful for visualizing, grounding, and improving one's spiritual connection. Frankincense can induce a feeling of mental peace while helping to relieve anxiety, anger, stress, and despair. Wow, that's anger and despair. Some good stuff. Some good stuff. It's a sacred oil, obviously, so is myrrh. Its sacred aroma. Oh my gosh. And promising therapeutic attributes can draw you close to heaven by appeasing your mind, relieving your pain, strength, your positive emotions, and implanting enormous beauty benefits. So basically, I just added a lot of stuff on frankincense. I found so much about it and what other oils are in the Bible. And I found a whole bunch of them. So in the Bible, there was 500 references to essential oils. I was amazed. Can't read that. I have to look at my iPad because I can't see them. There we go. There we go. So one of them in Isaiah 59:20 is frankincense. It's mentioned in Mark and Matthew, Numbers. Cypress oil, myrrh oil, sandalwood, geranium, so and rose, which is another beautiful one. So you can look on your pamphlet, and I just add a little essential oils in the Bible. And where I think it's on one of the last pages. Does anybody have any questions? Okay, right here.
Are we using the word essential here? How do we distinguish it from non-essential?
Non-essential?
You know, I'm trying to figure out why these are called essential oils.
Oh my gosh, it's a really great question. Man.
Because I've been
broad. Is that what you're trying to say, it's too broad?
It's a unique adjective from the word, and I'm trying to see how it came about.
Good question, though.
Things like olive oil and things like that are carriers.
Right, olive oil is a carrier oil.
So I think that's maybe a distinction also with that. That you can use like peanut oil, you can use different oils, safflower that are very, in their purest forms as carriers. But they are
Absolutely.
carriers for the essential oil.
Absolutely.
Not an essential oil themselves.
Right, and some of those oils can be used and you put in different essential oils, like, frankincense, in a carrier oil like sunflower seed, olive oil. There's a lot of different ones. Coconut is a really, really big oil right now. Huge, huge, huge. Any other questions? Anybody have questions? I have some products that I brought in the back that I just happen to find in my home. This morning I thought, what kind of products do I have in my house that have pure, very good essential oils? I had a lot. I had a lot. So this is just a small representation of some of the things that I have in my own house with essential oils. I tend to use more products with essential oils because they're easier on your skin. There's some pretty harsh things out there that strip away the natural goodness of our skin. And as we get older, we don't have those abilities to moisturize our skin. We're dry. We lose that. And essential oils helps to keep that and help, to moisturize it. So if you want to look at the back, yes, Christina.
Would you ask the crowd if they would now consider using something like lavender to help sleep or as an alternative to sleeping pills?
That's a great question. Tina, our nurse over here, her name is Tina, asked a question. Would anybody here consider using lavender oil versus sleeping pills or help them to relax at night to help them sleep? That might be a nice way, a very natural way of helping relax at night. It's hard to sleep. It's hard. A lot more people have sleeping problems than we know. I worked in hospitals for many years. And when you work in a hospital, you work in someone's bedroom. It's a very intimate setting. And more people than none have sleeping problems. So that's a great question. I love using it. I have it on my nightstand. And I even roll it on my husband's neck at night to help him sleep, or my children. Excellent answer. Question. Yeah.
I'm wondering about the effectiveness of your essential oils in the diffuser as opposed to application topical as opposed to ingestion. Are they as effective? I know that's a kind of a loaded question.
No, I can't give you all the answers to that because I really don't know. But I personally use the diffusers in my home. I have about 6 of them. And then I do use some neat, on my skin. It depends on what you're using it for. If I'm using it for skin irritation, then definitely. If I have a cold, inhaling it, I really like that.
What about GI?
GI? Yeah, they have capsules, empty capsules that are made of gelatin, and you can put them in the capsule and take them. There's a couple of oils like pure peppermint oil. I've used that before for stomach problems. There's a lot of information. I can try to find you some information.
With the peppermint oil too, what I find is something, I just put a little drop even on my fingertip and I flick it, or I rub it under my lower lip, and that helps with the nausea. With my headaches, I put just a little bit on the back of my neck, and that will help with my headaches. And you don't need just one little
Right,
drop.
absolutely, Janet. You don't need a lot. Like one drop can go a long way. Some of the girls I work with that are pregnant, I've helped them. I've used the oil for nausea. That's just put it, like you said, on your wrist, and sometimes just to smell it every once in a while. Long car rides when you're getting tired. That's very nice. Sometimes I have it going in my car on long rides. So.
you see on Facebook, they have this diffuser that you can plug into your.
It's a lot lighter than the car.
Oh,
I have that.
Oh, it works?
Yeah, it's really nice. You can't do lavender when you're driving.
Oh,
No, you have to be ready to go. Lavender is way too relaxing. Maybe some peppermint or something. Yeah, eucalyptus, absolutely. Yes, sister.
Here it says, aroma enters through the olfactory system. Why do you put it on your feet?
She got me on that one.
Is it all the way down?
She said, I like that. She said in the handout that it stated it enters the olfactory system, which is, to smell it. But it makes your feet smell, that's right. Your feet smell nice. But it still does, go into the blood system and helps relax too. So you can do it both ways, because sometimes what I'll do is I'll smell a bottle of lavender and then I'll put it on my feet. There's something about your feet. Like when I have one of my Jesuits that I find out is currently passing away, I always go up to them and I take my little thing of frankincense and I always rub it on their feet. And I sit there and I hold on to their hands and their feet. It's very comforting. And there's something about the energy that comes out of the hands and the feet. I can't explain it. I'm a Reiki master too. So that's a big part of Reiki is hands-on. And I just find it very comforting. But the lavender on the feet is wonderful, especially for, like Tina said, for sleeping. Give it a try. It's nice. But great question. Yes, ma'am.
Is this on essential oil properties? Do all essential oils have all the properties, or do they have only some of the properties? The reason why I'm asking that is we all like the smell of lavender.
Right.
But it can be toxic.
Well, it could.
That's why I question.
Well, you want to use a pure one, a therapeutic grade. First of all, that's the first thing you want to use, a pure one that you know it's not cut with synthetics.
But do all essential oils have all those properties?
No.
I would think so.
No.
It's just universally.
Mhm.
This is what essential
Yes, ma'am.
oils.
Anybody else? Yes, sister.
I'm sure that things like clay, things that you plug in are not essential oils.
No.
They're all chemicals. And recently had a experience with being in somebody's apartment who had these plugged in all over, and it was very,
Did you get a headache?
I don't remember that I got a headache, but I found it very annoying.
Yes.
I couldn't take it anymore.
I'm the same way with if somebody sprays Febreze or Glade, like you said, or fabric softener. Fabric softeners have a ton of fragrances in them that are not natural. So you can tell if you're walking, like if you're taking a walk and you're going by a house that is drying their clothes, you can smell the fabric softener. You shouldn't be able to do that outside the house. That's the chemical. And that can give you headaches. And it's very annoying. Yeah.
I think there was so much of it for so
Yeah.
long that that's what really bothered me, because usually I like the smell.
Yeah,
Even though it's not an essential oil.
No, it's not. They say it's essential oil,
But
so
it
it's not.
used to be almost toxic.
Exactly. It is.
Too
It
much
is.
of anything. I think.
Absolutely. I have a hand over here. No? Anybody else?
What about the cost of essential oils, and how can you use it without?
Breaking the bank?
Yes. How much can you dilute it, how much?
Exactly. You know what? I do. I dilute it because it is. My bottle of frankincense, which is about 5 milliliters, this has lasted me a long time because in that little roller that Sandy had, you put on your wrist, I put some oil in that and then I put a couple drops. So you can really cut it with coconut oil or other oils or lotions that you have.
Like how much?
How-
I saw something like 2 to 3 drops in a teaspoon of.
Yeah, or much you want. You know, too much is too much. A couple drops, you can put it in your lotion. You can put like 10 drops in a bottle of lotion about this big. Shake it up. Put it in your shampoo. I have people that do that. But then the cost, it's not, good stuff is not cheap. A bottle of lavender about this big is about 25 to 30 if you get it pure. And there's two companies that sell it that is probably the best. Is the Young Living and the doTERRA. Those are very, very nice. They're pure, they have their own farms. You can find some at health food stores. There's a farm actually up in Door County, on Washington Island, that grows, they have lavender fields, and they press their own lavender oil. And when you walk into that farm, it's amazing. When it rains, it smells better than this diffuser by far. It's amazing. It's amazing. So, anybody else have any other questions?
Is what's in your little bottle diluted at all with an
No.
oil?
No, these are not.
So it's an oil of lavender?
Yeah, that's pure 100% lavender. Yeah. Go ahead. Yeah, you can put some on your
Now, some of these oils somewhat have a little bit of a turpentine.
Some are like tea tree. Tea tree kind of has tea tree's very strong. It'll knock you on your duff.
I kind of smell it in the...
Frankincense? Yeah, frankincense is pretty darn strong. And it's probably smell a little different in church when it's burned. Yeah, that's very, very concentrated. When I work with my Jesuits and I put this on them, they play guess the smell. And they never can figure out it's frankincense. It's just because it's so concentrated. Another thing I use frankincense for is scars. So when I have my clients that have surgery, especially hand surgery, you really want to be able to move your hand. I put it on the scars and help soften and to be able to move it. I've actually put it on my own scar after my surgery. Fantastic. It does have a weird smell. It's pretty hardcore. So, any other questions?
The most wonderful smell I ever...
Chocolate chip cookies?
Was after, at confirmation, Archbishop Skilba had the oil, and he got a lot on his hands, and he rubbed it into their hair,
Yes.
and then the confirmation sponsor had their hand, and he'd rub it all over their hand, and the room was just wonderful. I don't know what he used, I sure wish I knew.
Is that the same oil you use for chrism? Chrism?
I don't know which one.
I don't know.
He may keep it secret for all I know.
We'll find out. What is it? We'll give him a call. Do you have a number? I'll ask some of the Jesuits. That will be in the spring. Yeah, it's fall. Yeah.
Easter.
I do remember that because I remember the whole day you would smell of that oil. Yeah. Yeah, he messed you up pretty bad. I don't know. I'm gonna find that out though. I have some people I can ask. Yeah, they can help us. Yes.
Tina can tell us.
That's right. And I'll email Tina and I'll let her know. I'll let her know. I'll let some of the Jesuits. They know the actual. So, any other questions, ladies?
When you buy essential oils at the store, are they already mixed with other oils?
Not so much. You have to watch out when you buy them in the store.
So where would you get them mostly in a health store?
Yeah, you can get them at Whole Foods. What are some of the other health food stores down here? Outpost, that's it. That's what I was wondering. Outpost. Those two stores. Or you can order them from a Young Living or doTERRA representative. And I can give you information on a Young Living representative that I know.
For the sisters here and Sister Angela Denise and Maria Linden, Sister Jo Denise gets her product from Young Living. If you contact Sister Mr. Joe Denise, she'd be able to help you with that.
Excellent, excellent. Yeah, Young Living is, I found through all my years of using essential oils, I've really, really liked their oils. They've never let me down, and their customer service is phenomenal, phenomenal. I use a lot of different oils. I've thrown away a lot of oils that I would never, I only use Young Living, therapeutic grade oils on my patients. And I don't want to hurt anybody. And I've had a lot of good success with it. A lot of good success. So, any other questions? Yes, ma'am.
Do you have any recommendation if you have skin sensitivity?
I would first start with lavender and I would mix it. I would mix it with.
Repeat the question.
She wanted to know if recommendation for skin sensitivity. Definitely start with lavender. That's the first thing I would say, and mix it with something and start from scratch because it's probably most gentle. I would mix it maybe with a little bit of coconut oil. I use that on like if a patient breaks an arm or hand and I have to kind of clean it up after. You get a lot of dead skin that doesn't fluff off. And I take coconut oil and lavender, I mix it up, and I scrub it with water and the coconut oil. And actually, I mix sugar in there. Yeah, sugar, coconut oil, and water. Amazing. It's amazing. I've taken before and after pictures of people who have broken their arms and scrubbed their arms, and it pinks up, and the circulation starts to get better because you're fluffing off all that skin. You know, when you have a cast on, or you know, if I know a lot of ladies here use the support hose, the ones that are really hard to get on, that you struggle, you know, pulling those things on, having somebody help you. A good thing is to sometimes cleanse that area with coconut oil and sugar and mix that up and just scrub it because sometimes the skin isn't able to fluff off like it's supposed to because those stockings are on all the time. They're on. I mean, only taken off at night. So that helps with the circulation too. So, any other questions? Well, thank you, everybody. I've enjoyed having you. If you want to know, I have lots of essential oils up here to look at. I have some products up out in the back that I grabbed from my home that have essential oils in them. Thank you very much.
Remind everybody about
October 18th, we are having another talk about your hearing.
October 20th.
Actually, it's October 20th. I was wrong.
I was wrong.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Can you hear me? It's called Can You Hear Me? October 20th, here at 2 o'clock. And we'll have a speaker on hearing. Thank you very much.